Hey, I am right on time today. It is Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And what do we do every Wednesday at 7 o'clock? It is Wine Wednesday. I'm Joni Bates, founder and CEO of JB & Co., powered by Keller Williams. And Harlow is sitting next to me behaving. So hopefully we're not going to get lots of Harlow barking. But I know you all love Harlow, so you love to see him. So we'll see how he does today. How is everyone today? Are we good on this Wednesday? So we don't have any guests today, but we are going to talk about kind of another geeky topic, but it's very important for my fellow real estate agents and anyone who does referral-based business. We have got our whiskey in a teacup today. Because like we said before, Wine Wednesday has evolved or de-evolved, however you want to see it. Okay, so today we have a super, super hot topic. And our hot topic today, like I said, has to do with commission-based model. For anyone who is in real estate, or if you're in insurance, or if you're in the mortgage industry, it is about how do you get your business, how do you generate business, and how do you predict your finances? And that brings us to the big topic of, do you buy leads? Why do you buy leads? Have you ever bought leads? And what does that look like for you? So I'd love for this to be interactive. I know that it is busy out there right now. Y'all with kids in school, you've got concerts and you've got baseball and you're going in a million directions. So if you're watching this Wine Wednesday, not live, still put your comments in because I still see those and I love to respond to you. Okay. So our hot topic is all about to buy leads or not to buy leads. It's about numbers. It really comes down to, in a commission-based industry, the SOI, which is called your sphere of influence. Is your sphere large enough to maintain your business? That's a really, really, really basic question. And that can do, let's talk about what is a sphere. Let's define a sphere. When I started real estate 3 years ago, April 1st. So 2020, April 1st is when I had my first day at Keller Williams. And one of my coaches said, get your phone out. How many contacts do you have? I have a lot. I probably had over 250. It's like, that's your sphere of influence. All those contacts on your phone are your SOI. Those are people who know you, love you, and trust you. And it's your opportunity. You have one opportunity to introduce yourself as a brand new agent to those 250 people. That's exactly what I did. So rocking and rolling on my SOI, sphere of influence, sphere of influence, sphere of influence. So I didn't need to buy any leads. I didn't have to worry about that because I already knew people. I already had people. And that also comes from living in a place for a long time, from having 4 kids and an executive husband, and being involved in lots of things. I was on the board for band. I was on a board for church. I was involved in my HOA in my community. I had lived in multiple communities, so I had all of those people. So having people wasn't difficult. So when I started up my business and I introduced myself as a realtor, I didn't need to buy any leads at all because my sphere was taking care of that. So what do you do if you move someplace and you're brand new, you know nobody? You don't know anybody, right? You're kind of like, hi, I'm a realtor and I'd love to sell your house, but you don't know me, like me, or trust me. And how am I gonna work on that? That's when you have to get creative and you start joining organizations and you join things and you get to know people. And that happens organically too over time. However, if you need to get rolling quickly, that's a good time to consider a lead generation program. And leads cost money. Leads cost money. They do. Leads are not free. Okay. Hey guys, how are you? Good to see you. There's all different kinds of leads. And so let's talk to them as far as their temperature. And what I mean by temperature is a cold lead, like a cold lead would be old school yellow pages, ding, that's a cold lead. You don't know them, you have no sphere, you have no contact. They are as cold as you can get. That's a cold lead. And they warm up as you go up. And as the warmer the lead is, the more expensive the leads are, okay? You can purchase leads that are significantly warmed up. An example would be like a Zillow, where you hit an action button and you instantly have a real estate agent. Now, those of you who have been a Zillow agent know that that's going to cost you. It's going to cost you on the front end to even be in the program, and it's going to cost you at the closing table on the back end. So you really need to balance. I mean, I have heard some horror stories about the amount of work and the amount of time being put into a Zillow lead and the $1,500 check that you get at the table. There's some serious splits there, right? So that's something to consider. All right. Yeah, and you got to be able to pay for those leads. The cheaper programs, less expensive programs, they are colder or cooler. It's kind of nice to find something right in the middle, so you're not paying too much and you're getting value out of that. And beware of contracts. Beware of the amount of time that you're committed to a lead gen program. All right. To buy leads or not to buy leads? You got to have money. Okay. So let's talk about the money. Money, 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 money. Okay. You know, I'm a little bit of a geek for numbers. I'm a geek for numbers because numbers tell a story. And the story in real estate is a roller coaster of finances. You don't know where your next deal is coming from. And when you're in the middle of a deal, you don't get paid until it closes. And there's a whole bunch of things that can happen through a transaction that can cause it to fall apart. So you literally cannot count your eggs before they're hatched. And you need to plan your pipeline. I call it a funnel. We have what we call in our office the event horizon, which is around the top. And then we go down to the bottom, and the very bottom is where you close. And there's a lot of things that happen within that funnel. So you need to be able to plan. And this is where all these little buzzwords start coming up called the MREA, pipeline, SOI, funnel. And what we're basically talking about is being able to predict and plan through the economic model and the MREA so that you are not on a financial roller coaster and you can plan for your family, you can plan for vacations, and so that you are not chained to real estate, that you have a predictable income. And the only way to do that is to adult. And the way that you adult is you get off the roller coaster of finances. The roller coaster is not fun. It's not fun to not know how to pay your bills. You have to control your business so that it doesn't control you. Down here, what are you talking about? How am I supposed to control my business so it doesn't control me? It's about your numbers. You need to establish how much money do you need to make, right? Joni, how do I do this? You need to figure out your bills. Life by design. You got to sit down. You're going to get quiet. You're going to be with your significant, your partner, your spouse, and you're going to say, how much do we need a month? How much do we need? That's a hard conversation. It's not fun. It's not sexy. It's difficult to have those conversations about what do we need to live? What do I need to do? After you do that, your life by design, you start breaking it down and you back it up. You basically are going in reverse, establishing how many houses do I need to sell in order to have the income that I need, my life by design, and to get off the roller coaster, right? It's about the numbers, baby. Numbers tell a story. As I always say, numbers tell a story. You're going to face the music. You're going to do life by design. You're going to figure out a budget, and you're going to figure out how much you need to do in a day, a week, a month, and a year. And the only way to do that is to track your numbers. This is something that real estate agents hate to do. hate it. Y'all know you hate it. You hate tracking your numbers. I know you do. You absolutely can't stand tracking your numbers. Why? Because that means you have to stop. You have to stop and you have to figure out a system. And at the end of every day, you need to be accountable. There's that dirty word again. Accountable to yourself and your family and your life by design by tracking your numbers. I know. It's numbers, baby. Numbers, numbers, numbers. All right, what's your first number? Gross revenue. Where's your money coming from? Basic. Where's your money coming from? Okay, so you are a listing agent, buying agent. Are you both? Okay, awesome. Do you have any rental properties? Are you going to get any residual income from those? Figure out where your money is coming from. Have you decided to join a team? Okay, if you're on a team, is the team providing you leads? How many leads? How many can you expect? These are really important questions. Next biggest questions, what's the split? How many leads am I going to get from you? How many converted appointments am I going to get? And what's my split? Okay. The next important thing to talk about is if it decides to show up. Yep, we got that one. The next one is where's it going? How much are you spending per deal? So if you purchase a lead, let's say you're spending $1,000 a month and you're getting 60 leads a month. How many of those leads are converting? So if 10 of those leads are converting a month and you spend $1,000, you're doing good. That's a good ROI. It's a good return on investment. Keep doing that. But if you're paying $1,000 a month, you're getting 60 leads and you've got 0 closings, again, it's a numbers game. You have to work on your expenses. And then you take the 2, you subtract. I know it's a lot more complicated than that, but then you figure out what your net is. That's how much after taxes, after expenses, after your marketing, after your market center, after all those things, that's the number that you can start basing your life by design on. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, when you start having those conversations with your spouse and your team leader and your market center leader and whoever your trusted partners are, you can get a little gut punch. You can be like, oh, I got to sell me some houses, right? I get a gut punch and be like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing according to the economic model. Which, if you don't know what an economic model is, it is in the MREA, which is the red book written by Gary Keller, and it is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and it's kind of like the real estate agent's Bible. And here's the truth: it's not always kind, but sometimes you have to break it apart, tear things down to rebuild it up and build it up the right way. If you've been doing real estate for over 6 months, you already have a business model. You might not call it a business model, but it's how you're working. It's how you are doing business every day. It's how you're time blocking. It's how you're running your schedule. You already do have a economic model. It just might suck. And sometimes you don't know what to do about it. Sometimes you're like, Joni, I had a great April and my May's looking good, but I don't know what's coming after that. And I've got X, Y, and Z to pay for. And then we're going to start talking about the funnel, the sphere of influence. What do you have coming in? What are your daily habits? What are you doing? Which is my next topic. What is your activity? It's really, there is no rocket science here. There are a lot smarter people out there doing big worldly things. This is just real estate. And real estate is about hustle, 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 hustle. It's about being front of mind. It's about being an expert. It's about being knowledgeable, trusted, and kind. If you can do those things, be kind, knowledgeable, and trusted, and you're in front of people, it will happen. It really is a science. It is all about your activity. And then it will work in your favor. So what do you need to do? You need to work in reverse. Okay? The big number in real estate is, I want to make $100,000. I want to make $100,000, Joni. At the end of the year, I want to be a mega agent. I want to make $100,000. Okay, Cool, let's do it. In order for you to net $100,000, that means you have to have your activity to generate income, right? You have to subtract your taxes, your marketing, your expenses, your market center, your gas. You have to subtract all those things. And then at the bottom, you get your GCI, your gross commission income. And if you want that to be $100,000, it depends on the market, but as a whole, you must, got this? You must talk to, in some form of communication, have contact. I always call it first contact, like an alien, with 18 to 20 people every day, 5 days a week. If you do that, now, yesterday I made 47 phone calls, 47 phone calls, and I got 20 people on the phone. That was a good day. It took me 3 hours to do that. The day before, I made about 60 phone calls, and it took me 8 hours. And my yield wasn't even as good. So it really depends. But I know that I'm going to need to make a significant activity level of contacts in order to get my 18 to 20 a day in this market to get to a net of 100,000. Now, if I'm doing that on my team and I have 3 other people who are equally doing the same thing, just do the math. That means as a team, we're looking at generating as GCI for each of us 100,000. But what does that mean before, as far as our gross net as a team? That's an MREA team. So you have to work your numbers. And again, it is not sexy, and you have to do it in reverse. So if you want $100,000 in a year, you need to figure out what you need to do by month, by week, by day, and then you need to do a 3-5-1. And if you don't know what a 3-5-1 is, we can absolutely talk about that on another Wine Wednesday, because I'm getting into major geek land for my real estate agents right now. But I think I'm seeing some suffering right now. I'm seeing some suffering with agents, and it breaks my heart. And I think that there's a lot of new agents right now. I think our market center has 450 agents, and this is something that it can get lost because you're getting so much information. You're drinking through the fire hose. The basics is you got into real estate to make money, and you need to know the economic model so that you can consistently make money and you're not on a roller coaster. Nobody likes that. It gives you stomach ache, gives you headache, it causes all sorts of problems. I've been there. You really, really, really don't want to do that. I promise you, you don't want to do that. Okay. Ooh, what was that? And here's the facts. If you're working with your numbers, getting all sorts of mail in here. If you're working with your numbers and you're looking at your sphere of influence, what's in your phone, what's in your Facebook, what is in your world, and I would say you need about 200 to 250 solid contacts, which are name, email, and phone number. If you can consistently be in front of those people with kindness, trust, and expertise, you should be good. Now, ultimately, I would like to see 3 times that, just based on the average of numbers. And if you don't have that, then my recommendation is to, 1, join a team. Why? Joining a team gives you expertise from your team leader. It gives you kindness from your fellow agents. And then you can learn trust within that group to build your confidence, to build your skills. And that team leader is paying for leads. And you might even have an ISA, an inside sales associate, who's warming those leads up, creating appointments, and then handing it to you. That's fantastic when you're a new agent and you're concerned about your pipeline. So do not underestimate the value of being on a team. It can be hugely beneficial to you. So if you want to talk about that, I can talk to you about that on the sideline or however you'd like to do that. If you are looking at purchasing yourself as an individual, if you're looking at purchasing leads, I would just want to make sure that you are vetting. You're vetting the Syncs and the Boom Towns and the Op Cities and the Realtor.coms, and you vet those and you really understand what you're getting into. And then when you decide, if you decide to purchase leads, that you become an expert at the system. Do not make it a passive endeavor. Each group of leads that are purchased have their own system, their own culture, their own university. And if you're paying for it, by God, you better know how to do it. You need to dig in and learn the ins and outs and get on that helpline and bug them. You're paying for it. Bug them, bug them, bug them, bug them. Understand what you're doing, how to do it, so that you can truly bleed that down and get all the benefits out of that CRM. Because most of the time, a lead generation system is going to have its own CRM behind it. And you want to make sure that you become an expert at it. So ask me questions. Ask me questions. Yes, because I know you're wondering, I do buy leads. I have a 4-person team, and not all the team members have really, really, really strong spheres. And so we use a system called Sync, Commissions Inc. It does have a CRM attached to it. And we do get significant leads from there. And I got to tell you, it was bumpy at first. It was real bumpy in the learning process. I had to learn a lot about it. It has significantly gotten better. The jury's still out. I am still vetting. I'm still vetting Sync. I do know a lot of other teams use Boomtown and have used, which has recently been bought out. I don't remember by who. But there is a time and a place for buying leads. And when the market shifts, as it is now, and you want to maintain your numbers, and let's just face it, people are not moving like they were, you're going to have to find those numbers from somewhere. If each person is making on a 4 or 5-person team, if each person's making 60 phone calls a day, 60 times 4 is 240 people per day, times 5. I mean, just keep doing the math. So you need to have a steady flow of contacts. And contacts are not your neighbor. Your neighbor is your sphere of influence. You meet them once. Hi, okay, check the box. You can't count them again. These are new, every day, 18 to 20 brand new people. I have lots and lots of different ways for you to meet brand new people. There's events, there's love notes in mailboxes. There's all sorts of ways that you can get creative to meet that quota, if you will. Again, it is not sexy. It is the JOB of real estate. There is a JOB in real estate, and it is your number one priority, and that is your LG, which is your lead gen. And if you don't know that, then just go to bed. Go to bed. Because if you're not doing your LG, you're going to be twiddling your thumbs and you're going to be broke. You got to. Things do not land in your lap because you're cute. They don't. You have to run as fast as you can with tenacity at your goals. And for me, my goals are taking care of my hubby, taking care of my family, and nothing's going to stop me from doing it. And praise the Lord, I listen to the Holy Spirit, and I have got a team that is right next to me. They're not behind me. They're not in front of me. They are right next to me, and we are locked in arms, and we do business and life together. If you can find that, that's fantastic, right? Julia, I would love to talk about teams over coffee. That sounds amazing, and I would love to meet you. So I still have more whiskey here, so I'm going to shut up for a second, and I'm going to let y'all get a chance because my comments are just rolling in. Yes, so when it comes to knowing when and how much money you should spend on a lead or getting leads, there's analytics all over the place. And truly, I am a geek with numbers. Go to YouTube and just put it in there. Put Sync in there, put Boomtown in there, put all the different lead generation sites and listen to other agents who are using it. Listen to what they're doing and how much effort they have to put in, how much money they have to put in, and what their outcome is. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just see what's already happening. And quite frankly, don't be afraid to ask for deals and discounts. Get your deals and discounts with these lead companies because they're in business too, just like you are. There is no reason for you. I mean, you're a negotiator, right? You're a real estate agent. Negotiate. I gotta tell you, the team right now is kicking it. Let's talk about a few listings we've got. We've got 428 Rose Creek in Woodstock. That is in Rose Creek subdivision in Town Lake. We have a home that is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a drive under. It is being offered under appraised value at $337,900. That one is not going to last long. It listed on Friday. We also have one at Ponders. Denise, what is it? Is it 46 Ponders or 49 Ponders? It's in Cartersville. That is a super cute house offered by our investor. And Denise, if you have a moment, I don't know if you're driving or not, if you could put that information in the chat, that would be amazing. 46 Ponders, thank you, babe. And we also have 155 Chad's View. And I gotta tell you, that's my favorite listing right now. Chad's View is real good. If you're looking for a drive under with, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, such a well-maintained home. It's in Chad's View, in Ackworth, gorgeous home. And then we have a bunch of off-market stuff. If you are an investor and you are looking to make some serious mailbox money, I got to tell y'all, you need to reach out to Denise Vargas, Melinda Maxwell, or Brett Ray, or myself, and we will get you set up. And if you are out there and you are sick of the stock market and you are sick of your money going out the window, we work with newbie investors and we will literally handhold you through the entire investment process, all the way to helping you find your first renter. And we do that. We're doing that with like 4 people right now. We busy, okay? We real busy. It's a little nuts, but it's good. And we all like each other, which is even better. And Denise was out working with 2 buyers this evening. So thank you for doing that for the team, Denise. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking. I'm feeling a need. I'm getting a vibe from all the comments in here that I might need to do a coffee. I will get a room over probably at Daily Grind right here. I will reserve the room, get some coffee, and we will all sit down and talk because I'm seeing lots of questions and I would love to do that for you. We need to learn from each other, and I am always an open book. I don't think that I've got it all figured out. God, no. But I do tell you that I dig in. I got real sharp teeth and I like to dig in. Okay, so you all, I hope you're doing well. And I will see you next week. Next week is going to be Chris Clark's Corner, talking all about contracts. And then the entire month of May is all about mamas and it's all about memory makers. And each Wednesday we will have a special guest and they will be doing giveaways. Every Wednesday is a giveaway, but you have to be on here with me. You got to be talking. You got to be commenting to enter to win. We got some good stuff. All right. Y'all take care. Bye.